Hi. So today we're doing another vlog because I can't be bothered to do anything else right now, art-wise. Because these are very simple and I need a paper clip. I don't think I have one. Be right back. Alright. Push this back that way. Cool. So last week we did Chupacabra. This week we are doing the Filipino Chupacabra, the Sigbin. The Sigbin is a very interesting creature. It's terrible. It's actually incredibly ugly and scary and terrifying and all of that nonsense. But we're gonna do a little research for it today. I'm really hoping this is the right setup. Anyway. So the Sigbin is a creature that has been described as goat-like. It's described as a hornless goat in terms of appearance, but its ears are long and floppy and clap together. Everything about it is just an anatomical nightmare, because it's said that it walks backwards with its head lowered between its hind legs, and I'm not entirely sure how to interpret that. This is the only one that I really didn't use a reference for, because I didn't really know how to convey what it was that I wanted to convey in terms of like the pose and everything, and just like, this is the weirdest looking thing, and I don't like it. I'm taking a lot of artistic liberties with this particular thing. I will say that one of my parameters that I think I failed a couple of times with some of these choices was that I didn't want to do animalistic species for this, but I broke that rule a couple of times, and I think the Sigbin is very much so one of those times that I broke that rule. I'm also going to be doing another one where you'll see what I'm doing in a second, or at least I hope you see what I'm doing in a second, because I'm pretty sure I don't. Oh, so that's what that sound was. There's going to be a couple of them that I actively just cannot not do, I guess, just because they're very, I don't know what I was trying to say. So what I'm doing here, the way I interpreted it as it walking backwards, I guess, was wrong. My interpretation was wrong, because I interpreted walking backwards as in like all of its limbs were backwards, like at least in my original concept, and I'm just going with that because it's so unnerving. So I'm just gonna go with that. I'm just gonna go with my bad interpretation of this thing because it is so weird. Oh god, this is uglier than what I had originally drawn. Oh man. Okay, so a little bit of lore. A lot of the story of the Sigbin comes mostly from first-person experiences or from the lore, the Filipino lore that surrounds it. This is a big old butt for you. Sigbin butt. Siggy butt. Yeah, so a lot of the lore comes from first-hand experiences, and I didn't really look any of that up. I just looked up what the Wikipedia article said, because it's like, I don't want to have to remember a whole ton of information. I also didn't do a whole lot of research other than what the Wikipedia article said, because, well, I discovered a new show. Rather, it's new to me, and that show is 60 Minutes Australia. And 60 Minutes Australia has some of like the most gnarly murders, gnarly true crime I've ever heard. And some of it is just horrendously rough. So a lot of my time got taken up playing Minecraft and listening to Liz Hayes tell me about very terrible things that happened in Australia. But a lot of the murders are just just absolutely horrendous, just grotesque as hell, and it's just so morbidly fascinating. Because I am morbidly fascinated by terrible things. What's with the hearts, you may ask? It is said that the Sigbin is most likely to come out during Holy Week. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but it's obviously a very holy week in the Philippines, and it's a time when Sigbins come out and they are looking for children specifically to take their hearts and fashion them into amulets. These are the amulets. Don't ask me why I do things. I drew a chupacabra hugging a goat last week, and you're surprised that I'm drawing heart amulets. Leave me alone. So, the terrible thing takes hearts and stuff. It's also said that there are families that that own and control Sigbins. So it's suggested that Sigbins are actually a very rarely seen animal that may be related to the kangaroo, which is equally terrifying. Like, that doesn't make it any less terrifying. I don't know. Like, I like kangaroos. Kangaroos are fun, but they're also very dangerous if you don't know how to deal with them. And I have never been to Australia. I've seen kangaroos in the zoo, but that doesn't mean I know how to do anything. Like, I don't know how to deal with a kangaroo. And how many types of kangaroos are there? I don't know. I think there's an Asian kangaroo. And the Philippines is, if not part of Asia, is part of Oceania, which is the continent that Australia and New Zealand are part of, are on. Gotta get this a little bit closer so that it makes sense. Not that anatomy matters right now, 'cause I don't think it matters for the Sigbin, unless it's your heart, 'cause the Sigbin only cares about your heart. If you're a child, delicious, delicious children hearts. Well, he's not eating them, so saying that they're delicious may be wrong. I don't have to draw this part, but I did it anyway. But what was I talking about? Something important, I'm sure. I guess what these creatures look like, besides they resemble a hornless goat and they walk with their heads lowered between their hind legs, which I wasn't entirely sure how to depict that. So I didn't. I just kind of messed up my interpretation, but whatever. And also, like, I think I did look at a couple of artist interpretations, and they kind of showed that the Sigbin has backwards legs, if I remember correctly, because it has been a long time since I've like actively looked at a picture of a Sigbin that I haven't drawn. They're creepy things. Yeah, so they have very large ears, which it can clap like a pair of hands, and a long flexible tail that it can use as a whip. And it's also said to emit a nauseating odor. It's mostly in rural areas, and is said to be, it looks like a dog, and owned by rich people who hid them in jars. Color time. We actually got through this one pretty quickly. I think R10 would be a good R. This one's called Peony. I don't want to do a background for this because I didn't do a background for my original sketch, which I'm kind of don't really care about showing y'all. They're both terrifying. I don't know how to make them any less terrifying. The colors might be better. I actually did a really rough job coloring on the last one. It's like, I don't want to color this, so here's a color, here's a color, here's a color. Done! What's the next one? I just had an idea and it's probably gonna bite me in the butt. Let's work more on the background so I can think about that other idea a little bit longer. So what have y'all been doing this past week? Oh, that's cool. I just realized this is like a Valentine's card. Does anyone want cryptid Valentine's card? Oh, how about cursed Valentine's cards? Because this is so cursed. Yeah, so other than like getting super into true crime this past, it's really been this last week that I've been like, I found 60 Minutes Australia and then lost my mind. Because I've also been watching Kendall Ray and Hannah the Horrible. I actively seek out like paranormal shows on YouTube, paranormal shows anywhere really. And it is insane how much the paranormal and the true crime communities just overlap. So a lot of people who talk about true crime also talk about paranormal stuff. A lot of people like what I like about Hannah the Horrible is that she will debunk stuff, and I think that's really cool of her. Again, I want to believe. How are you already drying out? I like Hannah the Horrible because she debunks stuff and she's very open and like she actively searches out ways to like debunk stuff and she looks for answers instead of just being like, oh, this is so real and here's why. I like that when people who watch that kind of content actively like try to analyze it. Ooh, spots. Oh, you're gonna see why I'm laughing in a second. Hold on. It's gonna be a surprise. A very terrible, terrible surprise. Oh no. Why did I think about that? This is so cursed, y'all. This is so freaking cursed. No, 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 no. Butt freckles. Did I do? What's the matter, baby? Didn't go outside? That's a yes. Go outside. No touching me, move all day. Ow! Anybody have any good documentaries I should watch? Doesn't have to be cryptid documentaries, even though that's like preferred. Only because like I can only watch true crime so much. Only because it's like after a while I get so burnt out on true crime. I love paranormal stuff much more than I like true crime, just because like I can watch all of the paranormal stuff, but after a while I get so burnt out on true crime that I just like I have to watch like happy things. It gets very taxing. Whereas like I know people who are the exact opposite. It's like they can watch literally anything true crime, but they can't do ghosty stuff. I was listening to something today. I think it was Twisted Listers podcast. I just started listening to them, so I'm not entirely sure if I like them yet or not. But I was listening to Twisted Listers and they were talking about the new Unsolved Mystery stuff, and one of them was like, yeah, as soon as I got to the alien stuff, I'm like, nope, this is still boring. Listen, same about aliens. But the ghost, like the new Unsolved Mysteries that did a whole episode on the ghost of the tsunami from 2011. Oh, that was such a good episode. But it also was just so sad. Just absolutely heartbreaking. And according to a friend of mine who lives up here on the Oregon coast, there's actually a piece of concrete on one of the beaches here that washed all the way from Japan because of that tsunami. I have yet to find it and confirm that's what that is. Creepy stuff, man. I'm also obsessed with natural disasters. I feel like I can watch all of the documentaries about natural disasters just because, like, it's not humans doing it. And it's like, oh my god, somebody died because of, like, if nature's gonna come for you, nature's gonna come for you, and there's nothing that you can do to stop it. We just have to take it one day at a time and live our best lives and be excellent to each other. I haven't been the best about being excellent to people, and I wish I was better about it. There's one thing I can take from just how short and fleeting life is. There's no sense in being an asshole. There really isn't. Where's the light source coming from, Taryn? That's an excellent question. I just colored in a tooth, and I don't have a way to fix that, so just gonna cover in those freckles. Maybe do some darker freckles. Darker freckles. Little bit of shell shading on this leg here. Maybe pretend that there's a light source around here somewhere. It's like I always stop talking when I start coloring, you know? Where are you, YG10? YG10, you cannot hide from me, you moss green. Maybe I should have put some freckles on the chupacabra. Is it too late to do that? How many topics did I switch today? Should we do like a topic counter? And then I'll do a little bit of a shadow. Look how that actually does layer pretty well. It's surprising. It makes a nice little purpley color. But I don't know if that looks like a shadow. So there's our Sigbin with their hearts. Do you want Valentine's card? Oh, if I start now, I could probably create a set for next year. This is so cursed, y'all. So very cursed. Oh my god. Yeah, let me know what you think about this one in the comments below, and be nice. Or the Sigbin will come and take your heart. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.